I forgot to turn this thing on. Hold on. Let me get this thing way far away from me. Stand by 1 second. Much better. Tell me which way you like. You like this way better or you like this way better? Whoa, hey, ooh, whoa, hey, ooh. I don't know. All right, this way. I've gotten used to this way. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 110th episode of the Political Spotlight, yet to be named because I did not get home in time to name it. I also didn't get home in time to make a thumbnail. We didn't get home in time to do anything. I was just at a program, and my God, let me tell you guys. So a couple of things. Number one, this program was amazing. I was trying to live stream it, and unfortunately, I wasn't. So I've got my new the microphones, but I wasn't using them. I was using my phone. The picture that it showed me looked amazing. When I got home, I looked as I was getting all this ready, and I could see from your end the picture was horrible. I give you my word. Based on a fire sale that I've been made aware of. I will have cameras by the time that I need to live stream the tax abatement committee meeting on the 9th of January at 10 a.m. I will have live action cameras that will be able to record what I need to record. It won't be able to live stream because I have to put it up after I record it. But at least I will be able to do that. So we will be able to do that. Hey, sorry I was late, everybody. I went to listen to Jon Schrock speak at the Muncie, Delaware County Elks Club. I didn't think it was going to take as long as it did, but I'll be honest. I would have fluffed you guys off and not ever came back. I would have stayed there for another 5 hours listening to that guy talk. I am telling you, the first 4 minutes, I was like, oh, what did I come to? What is this? And then I'm telling you, after minute 5, when right about the time that the DMT kicked in, woo-wee! I'm telling you, it was amazing. Oh, did I say that out loud? No, listen, this guy knew his stuff. I would highly, highly, highly recommend anybody out there. I was ready to sign everything over. Yes, it was the weirdest. It was the weirdest timeshare talk I ever went to. Oh, God. Here's the thing. This is what I'll be honest about. You know what I loved? He was funny. He was on point. He knew his stuff. This guy's a former police officer. He's a preacher. He's been a farmer. He's done a little bit of everything. But, man, he was laying it on and laying out the facts, and he came prepared. He brought receipts. And then at the end, he just started yelling, "It's your fault! It's your fault! Everybody in here." No, he wasn't yelling that. He really wasn't saying that. But he was telling us that it's our fault because we have the power. When we do not like what's happening at the state level of government, we have the power. Man, and I tell you, I'm so disappointed that I did not get to stick around and talk with him. They did the presentation. I stayed through all of the presentation, and I noticed that my phone and everything cut out. So here's what I'm actually going to go do. We are friends on Facebook, and I sent him as I was getting all of this ready. The reason I was a little later than what I would have even been when I first got home is because as I was booting everything up, I quickly sent him a message and I told him to tell me when his next presentation is, because I'm going to drive to wherever it's at. Maybe I can talk Audie into going with me or something like that. And we'll drive. And he'll do something somewhere around here, like within an hour or whatever. And I want to go listen to it. And I want to take the actual camera and the actual mic system and hook him up and record it and have it be decent recording, good picture, good audio, because I want you guys to be able to hear everything that he had to say. And what I loved about his presentation, what I absolutely loved about his presentation is the fact that he talks about the need for us, the citizens, to get off of our asses and communicate with not just local government, but the state officials, telling them what we demand. Listen, folks, we have a super majority of Republicans. For the majority of you that are Republicans or are conservative or conservative-minded or libertarian-minded, this should be the state for you. If our elected officials are not working for you, then we need to send them packing. Everything he said in there should make J.D. Prescott nervous as hell. Everything he said in there should make Mike Gaskell nervous as hell. Everything he said in there should make Scott Alexander nervous as hell. And I'm telling you guys, I want to network up with this dude and really help spread his message. I want to have him on the program. I want him to come on and be a guest and have him on. I left that talk fired up. D.W. Williams was there. There were a couple of other people there. Tim Nickum was there. Amber Green was there. Counselor Ryan Webb was there. Janet, I don't know if I say her name right. Janet Dixon Gurnand. Gurnand. I don't know. You'll have to tell me how to pronounce your last name. I wish I could have met her, but I needed to get back here to go live, or else I would still be there. I would very quite possibly still be there. It was great. So, yeah, Marge, and I'm so sorry that my recording screwed up, but I will get one of his next talks, and I will get it recorded and put it up for a live recording, a static video, so it's good picture, good sound, and we capture everything. I'm telling you, he knew how to talk. Matt Kantz was there. Yeah, there were a couple of us. Steve Brand was there. And Steve Brand, I'm telling y'all, he's a quiet little mover and shaker. A couple years ago, I wasn't too sure about Mr. Brand, but I have really seen and heard some things in the last couple years that has really changed my opinion. And I'm excited to see what the future might hold for Mr. Brand. Yes. Jim Mokel was there. He's another counselor. I really liked seeing the counselors from the county that were there. I would have loved to see some of the Muncie city government there. Because look, folks, this is not just a county issue, it's a city issue. We're going to be bringing Audie on here in just a few moments, and we're going to be talking to Audie about what happened at the Board of Works today. I didn't pay attention to the council meeting that happened today at 9 o'clock, but I think it was pretty wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. D.W. Williams was there. Webb was there. I think that pretty much does it. A lot of the Gaston folks that are upset about this, the solar issue and the ordinance and all that were there. There were a lot of familiar faces there. So I was happy to see how many people were there, and man, he was on fire. He was on fire. Yeah. As Tim brings up, no commissioners were there. None of the Delaware County commissioners were there. The mayor of Muncie wasn't there. We didn't see anyone from any, to my knowledge, I didn't see anybody from any of the small town governments there. Maybe there was a person there from Yorktown, a person or two. So what this meeting was, everyone keeps asking me what this meeting was. I'm gonna show you here this gentleman. Oops, I'm gonna show you who I'm talking about. Let me pull this up here. So this was it was put on by a man called Jon Schrock. This is him right here. You can find him on Facebook. He's on Facebook and Twitter. And he put this on. This right here is what it was. It's the Farmland Conference. Farmland, not the city of Farmland, town of Farmland, but Farmland Conference, January 3rd at 6:30 p.m. He talked about the LEAP project, carbon sequestration, war on farmers and food, fertile soil, the land grabs. He talked about solar. He talked about wind. He talked about Agenda 21, Agenda 30. Talked about the World Economic Forum. And you know something that I didn't know, and I follow all of this, something that he told me that absolutely blows my mind, and I follow all of this and did not know this, that Governor Holcomb, Eric Holcomb, our governor, has been the keynote speaker at the Davos conference, the WEF, the World Economic Forum. That's pretty freaking crazy. He's been the keynote speaker, I think he said 4 or 5 times. That's not just like he said, the governor of Illinois hasn't been the keynote speaker for Klaus Schwab, who literally is every Bond villain that has ever lived. This man is like the villain from every action movie made from like 1969 forward. And they love Governor Holcomb. And the reason that is because Governor Holcomb has said Indiana is open for business. He talked about the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, which is just an absolute horrible group, and what they do is not what it sounds like they do. They don't do what they should be doing. They don't do what we want them to be doing. So it's absolutely crazy. You will own nothing and be happy. That is the man that Holcomb is speaking for. That's the kind of people that like Holcomb. and the Republicans that Holcomb like. I'm telling you, folks, if you're a conservative, and you think, oh, I live in Indiana, it's a supermajority, we're set. These Republicans, folks, are something else. They're not, we got something broken here in this system. Okay, so that's what it was. Again, this is the conference that they put on tonight. It was very interesting, very, very, very interesting situation here. It was a great presentation, and I was really happy to see the amount of people that were there, and yeah, it was just a very cool thing. All right, so let me how many attended? Tim, how many people do you think were there? I would say there was 50, maybe. I'm not very good at sizes of rooms like that. It's not I'm not very good at judging that. I just kind of look at people. What? 100 people were there? Hell, I didn't see 100. Oh, well, see how horrible I am at that? Hello, Ryan. Thank you for becoming a member. Oh, and welcome. I don't know if he's here. We have a Duck Club member, which is Admiral Eric. Thank you for joining the Duck Club. You'll get more Brandon soon. All right. Hey, let's go ahead and pull Audie up here. So Tim Nickham says 100 or so people there. So that's excellent. That's even better than I was paying attention to John, and I guess I didn't. I'm horrible at that. I'm very, very bad. All right.
What's up?
What's going on, Audie?
Not much. Hey, yeah, you're right. The supermajority of Indiana with the Republican Party, half of people are Democrats. They just don't know it.
They're not even good Democrats, honestly.
They're not even good Democrats either. They're a bunch of idiots because they can do everything in the state, but they're doing nothing.
That's the thing that kills me. Anybody that's voted for any of the people at the state level, I want you to consider something.
Vote them all out.
Yeah. I think it was Brandon Rudd who said this. But if you look at our state government, when they run, we're getting ready to have an election where a bunch of the state representatives are going to be running because they're 2-year runs. So the state representatives run every 2 years. We're going to have these Republicans that are going to be coming out and pushing a Republican agenda. We want to be reelected so we can do X, Y, and Z.
And they've had all the time they need for the last 12 years.
Well,
to do
yeah,
that.
exactly. Because here's what's going to happen. So this is what we say. Well, wait a minute. You just ran 2 years ago on X, Y, and Z, and you have a super majority. We have a super majority. Not only do we have a super majority, folks, but out of 150 representatives and senators, because there are 50 state senators and there are 100 state representatives, out of 150 of them, like all but like 40 of them, 41 of them are Republicans. So, and we have a Republican governor. There is no reason why they couldn't have got everything done on their platform and pushed through in a 2-year period and then created all brand new agendas. But they've been running on the same crap for 10 years, and it's pathetic, and it's ridiculous.
They want to keep your money.
That's exactly.
They're overtaxing us. They could drop the sales tax right now and still have plenty of money, but they don't want to do that. They want to keep gathering that money up.
Absolutely.
That's worse than the Democrats do.
Absolutely.
So, you know.
Okay. So,
and one more thing off topic real quick before we get into our, did you know you can rent a bed and breakfast in Muncie at Mayor Dan Ridenour's house?
What?
He rents his house out. Huh? What's that house? What's that when you rent your house out while you're gone or something? Airbnb. Did you know Mayor Dan? You can sleep in Mayor Dan's bed if you wanted to.
I did not know that.
Airbnb.
When is he ever gone?
I don't know. Maybe he's got a separate section to his house that he rents out, you know, like the upstairs or something.
Why? How do you know that?
I found that out today. So look up, I think, what's his wife's name? Sherry?
Yeah.
Sherry's Airbnb.
No way.
Google it. It's called Sherry something, and it gives his address, 300.
Yeah.
X amount of place.
Yeah. I thought you were going to dox him there. It's
I
public record.
It's public record.
It's public record.
Well, I got to give mine when I get up there.
Oh, wait a minute here now. Airbnb. I don't even know how to look up Airbnb.
I have no clue either, but I'm sure somebody out there does.
Muncie vacation rentals. We're gonna.
I know how to look up Airbnbs. I'm digging.
Yeah, find that out there, producer Kate, if you could.
So anyhow,
we should rent it.
Rent it, son of a bitch, out.
That would be hilarious. We can rent it and go live there. Go live from Mayor Dan's house. That would be amazing.
It's Kristopher H. Bilbrey. The guy that told me about it said he almost got in his underwear and went in, got in his bed and laid there on Dan's bed and take a picture of it. Maybe I shouldn't say that.
Oh God, that's hilarious. That would be.
Can you text me the address, Audie, please?
Yes. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
No, hell no. I'll tell it to you. It's 300. What is it? White River?
No, that's not it.
Minnetrista Boulevard.
Yeah.
300 Minnetrista.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
It's right there off of Granville and Walnut.
It's public record. I've got it on all the sheets here. Hey, real quick before we get into the other thing, did you? All right, so a couple of big things. Number one, Audie brought to my attention today. Let me. I'm going to pull this up here. Some big news, and I do want to let people know this because it is going to matter. It's going to matter for those folks that are getting ready to file to run for office in the next week. It's going to matter, and it's going to matter for those people who were candidates last year. Whether you won or whether you lost, it does not matter. This is going to affect everybody. Okay, let's see here. I've got it pulled up. I want to be able to show everyone here. Let me pull this up here. Come on. Download. Okay.
I didn't get my afternoon nap in today.
You didn't?
No.
Uh-oh.
Most of you guys know that I've been off for about 3 or 4 or 5 weeks now with my knee. So it's getting a lot better. Still having issues when I get down on my hands and knees, you know. It hurts my knees, so still having issues with that, but it'll get better.
Why would you ever have to do that at work?
Just in case I need to get down and help somebody hold something or whatever. You know, we form bridges and stuff up. So
You what?
form bridges. We use
Yeah.
wood
Okay.
forms and stuff, and get down, crawl around, and help those guys out, and
Yeah.
so on and so forth. So it happens. I actually do get off my machine from time to time and help out.
Well,
Don't have to, but I do.
that's awfully nice of you.
Yep.
Okay, here.
Did you find it? Do you need me to
Yeah,
send it to you again?
No, I got it here.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it up on the overlays.
Okay.
While Kate was working there, okay, here we go.
Did you find it, Kate?
Yeah, she did. She did. That's it.
I can't see it. So I can't see it. There you go. And with that, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
this
it.
is crazy to me.
That's it. Now let me tell you.
Hold on, go back down. Entire guest suite in Muncie, Indiana. 4 guests, 2 bedrooms, 2 beds, 1 bath, $79 a night. Hosted by Sherry, dedicated workspace, self check-in, free cancellation before January 6th. Peaceful, centrally located, historic 1892 Queen Anne Victorian home. The Eagle's Nest has private entrance, off-street parking, 2 bedrooms, furnished suite. Overlooking White River, walk 0.6 miles to downtown Muncie. Less than 2 miles. What?
To the mayor's office.
Yeah, right. Less than 2 miles to Ball State University, 2 blocks to Bob Ross Experience. Nearby eatery and brewery options. Just 29 steps to a 62-mile Cardinal Greenway, longest trail in Indiana. Might see an eagle hunting along the river too. You will love it. What this place offers: Riverview kitchen, dedicated workspace, 42-inch high definition TV with Netflix and Roku. Shared patio or balcony, waterfront, Wi-Fi, free parking on premises, central air conditioning, private backyard. Wow.
Only $80 a night for a minimum of 5 nights.
That's not bad.
$500 a week.
Wait a minute. Are they only booking it in that time?
So can
you only book it between the 7th and the 12th? Oh, no. Okay. So you can book it
anytime you want. That son of a gun's open all the time, year round. The person who told me about it had some family come in for the holiday season.
Yeah.
Over the last 2 or 3 months, and they had booked it and stayed there.
They stayed there?
They stayed there and got to meet the mayor.
Oh, God. Does that comes with it? Evening chats with the mayor?
I don't know. I don't know if there's financial reports and all that shit.
Yeah, right.
maybe we just need to book and say, "Hey, Dan, we're home. Can you tell us what's going on?"
Amazing.
Hey,
Dan, you got some explaining to do.
Dan, we're home. You got some explaining to do.
I come in and Dick Van Dyke trip over the hassock. They're right there.
Don, I'm home. It's Ricky. You got some explaining to do.
Oh my God. Oh yes, this is great. Do I get to sit at the desk and take one of those pictures with the cat?
Wonder if you can get a picture behind the mayor's desk for an extra $29.99.
Yeah, right. Yeah. This is, look at that chair. I want that chair. I'm gonna bring that chair home.
Yeah. So if anybody's in the market and wants to spend the night with Dan, there you go.
$79.
That's pretty cheap. Most hotels are $119.
Hell yes.
Do your podcast. Yeah, Charlize.
I'm telling you. I'm just going to start
for a week.
I'm just going to start renting it nightly, and it'll be my studio. That's cheaper than the Fairfield.
You're right.
Good.
So there's a little plug for Dan. You know that mayor in
It's cheaper than the rentals he built. Hey, and if you stay there for 15 years, you could probably get squatter's rights and
buy
say
it.
you owned it or something.
Right. So I thought you'd find that very interesting. I saved that from you because
That is very interesting. I'm shocked. Listen, yes.
Yes. Can you send us a finder's fee,
Hey,
Dan?
yeah, we
give us a kickback.
Yeah, it's actually $89 a night, and you need to. I will rent it for you. You send me your $89, and I'll get it rented.
Yep.
Dan, he's got to pay me for this advertisement.
He should. Yeah,
Gary?
definitely. Maybe that's what I said. Maybe he'll give us a kickback.
Hey, if you rent it, what you got to do is you got to tell Sherry you want to enter Spotlight in the promotion code
Get a 10% discount.
Get a 10% discount.
Mention Bilbrey or Barber and get a 10% discount.
That's hilarious.
Hey, that Barber and Bilbrey told me I could get a 10% discount if I mentioned them.
Good Lord. That is nuts.
So the salary as being mayor is just not enough. So,
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah. It includes
I don't know, Charlize. I don't know if it includes a hot breakfast or not. Why don't you rent it one night and let us know how it goes, Charlize?
Yeah, Charlize, I think you would.
We'll come up and hang out with you.
This is almost like I'll put it up. I'll put the money up.
Dan's dreams.
Yes,
because they're downstairs underneath, and then dreams rise. So
for $79 a night, you can be part of Dan's dreams.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of, the other thing that I wanted to show, and it for some unknown reason, didn't pop up the way that I thought it would. I don't know why. Oh, it's right here. Here we go.
Get it?
Yeah, I got it. This is what? It's so funky.
I've been a busy little Clark Kent today.
You've been doing something.
Yeah. I actually got out and earned my keep today.
Yeah, right.
Right. You should pay me so damn much money to be on your show.
Yeah, right.
I think after a little bit of that information I gave you just a few minutes ago, I think you need to raise my salary double.
Yeah, right. That one's definitely
that's one of the good ones.
Definitely worth it.
Yep. So if you get any renters from this, let us know.
Yeah, I mean, he absolutely
at least
must.
a free night or two to stay there and do a podcast. And wouldn't he shit if we rented that under an alias and you started moving your shit in there to do a podcast?
Yeah, he would be really mad. Yeah, that would be hilarious.
And
I'll rent it right after I attend service church. I got a restoration. That's hilarious.
Run with Dan.
So this
5 a.m. and have a morning run with Dan.
Have a morning run.
Yeah.
This notice up here on the screen is from the Delaware County Clerk's office. It says, notice effective immediately. All elections and financial filings must be returned in the election office at 100 West Main Street at the old Delaware County Courthouse, the old Delaware County building. It's the old county building, not the clerk's office, which is at the new building, which is the old Wilson out west of town, which is still in a stupid location. When everything moved there, the last couple of elections, everything went through the clerk's office. The clerk is the chief election officer. The clerk is over the election room, so it's still an office. It's just down there. I don't know why they made this change. I can only assume that Rick doesn't want to deal with people coming to the office. However, something that you and I did not discuss, Audie, is I don't know how they're going to do this unless during the filing periods
Rick be down there.
Rick and or his chief deputy be down there, because there are some certain things that requires the clerk to be there. For example, if Audie Barber files to run for commissioner, I'm not saying he's going to.
No.
You're not going to, right?
No, not at all.
I'm just saying, for example, say he did. And in doing so, he did not fill out his CAN 12 paperwork, which is the economic declaration.
It doesn't matter. He don't give a shit about those.
Yeah, right. What I would like to do is I'd like you to file and not turn that in to see if he's okay with it, or to see if he would kick you off.
No, because they'll let me on and then I'll have to run a campaign. I don't want to do that. No.
Anyway,
just call me Mad Dog.
Yeah, right. The thing is, if someone does not file their economic interest form, the clerk is supposed to reject that filing straight away. Now, he plays fast and loose with the state laws, the state laws and the straight laws. But I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I have not talked to anybody. I don't know when this happened.
Well, that'll keep people like Josh Cambrell from coming in there and showing his ass like he did in Delaware County that time. Man, I was embarrassed for that boy.
I don't think Josh Cambrell is going to be going to Delaware County anytime soon. But
you know what I'm saying.
Well, but what I mean, I don't. It don't matter what's someone showing their ass in one building versus another building.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all the same thing.
Well, they don't have an audience that way.
Not as big, but I did contact a source, and it's not anything off record or anything. So I'll tell you, I contacted Josh Talby and asked him like what the deal was, and he's like, I don't know, I'm not in there anymore. I guess he has left there and went to the auditor's office. I did not know that. Really? So yeah, I think that's an interesting situation.
I see everybody told me they was grooming him to.
Yeah, that's interesting, Kate.
Yeah, they must have had a falling out because everybody said they was grooming Talby to take the Spangler spot.
Yeah, that's what he said. And I asked him about that, and he said nothing's off the table. But I think what happened is after that loss last year, I think they might have realized he's not a viable candidate.
Right. Well,
because it was
gotta get your name out there. That's what they say about me,
Well,
but they know who I am when I walk into a building, though.
Well, yeah, right. Yeah. So this is something that changed. I don't know when this changed. I don't know I don't know what the purpose of this change is. I'm gonna try to find out what the purpose of this change is. I'm gonna try to find out why this is happening. I have a whole list of things that I'm currently trying to get more information on. I'm trying to get more information on this. I'm trying to get more information on the fireman, the fire chief from Hamilton Township. I'm trying to get more information on that paramedic from MFD that was let go. As I talked to you guys all about last night, I sent an email to Dan today, and to the communications director, Michelle Owen, asking if they have a statement on the EMS personnel.
Chris, make sure you title her name correctly.
What's that?
Was she the
No, you're talking about Micah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You guys always get that. You always get that wrong. It's right. Micah is Luke Britt wannabe.
Right.
Michelle is kind of been a ghost here lately.
Yeah.
She's been a ghost here lately, but I will have
I
to
heard.
do that.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Delaney either. So who knows what's going on with him?
I've heard that
he gets to retire in March anyhow. So
is he? Can he retire in March?
That's why.
So they might just be dragging their feet to let him retire.
That's what I heard, that they was dragging their feet to. That's the reason he appealed and everything, to drag his feet to
Oh
get retirement.
my.
He'll have 20 years in March is what I heard. Now, whether that be true or not, that's just,
Well, that'll be interesting.
I can't verify that, but that's what I heard.
That'll be interesting. Annie, in case you had not heard, this is the fire chief, Doug Firestone, the former fire chief, Doug Firestone, and his wife, Carrie Firestone. They were barred, trespassed from anywhere, Hamilton Township, either of the two stations, and they've been removed from their positions of authority there due to allegations of theft. I'm now hearing it's in excess of $180,000.
That's what I heard.
Between 120 and 180,000. I've heard both of those figures.
Upwards of 180. So
it's large amounts of money that we're talking about.
It's enough for them to go to prison, maybe.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
Folks, just because you get put in a position of power, do not steal the fucking money.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
It's not yours.
Yeah, right.
You didn't earn it.
Right.
And Annie, see what happens? You miss a day, you miss a lot right here on the political spotlight.
Yeah, right.
There's so much going on, and election ain't even started yet. Elections ain't even started. There's so much going on right now. So much.
Yeah.
I get bombarded with calls daily, and I said, I'm not Kristopher. He's the one that does all this shit.
Yeah.
Well, you're on his show a lot. Well, we're friends.
I've been MIA for a while.
Yeah. Yep.
That's all right. Government creates corruption. Vote more. Vote more. Government creates corruption.
Vote more. Vote often.
Yeah. That's why she came to the barbershop to catch up on what she missed. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep, there you go.
So
okay. You want to get into this? Board of Works.
Board of Works, yeah. Today was the Muncie City Board of Works. Let me get this pulled up here.
And people, after I got up here and spoke, I need to apologize because I was wrong.
No way.
Mark that down.
Don't apologize for being wrong.
1-3.
You admit it and walk on.
I am.
Don't
trust me,
apologize.
it's going to get a whole lot deeper. I want to apologize to your viewers. I misinformed them. Let's put it.
Well, no, back up here. So in all fairness, what we're talking about is the solar stuff. A bunch of people last year.
He's running off. He's rubbing off on me.
Yeah, right.
Or I'm rubbing off on him.
Yeah. I want to look into how much money the Innovation Connector is actually receiving from the City of Muncie. That would be a big thing. Yeah, we need to do that. So I want to tell this in chronological order. So when we talked last week about Dan Ridenauer talking about the solar project, a bunch of people
each other.
What?
Each other. Annie, quit that.
In fairness, a bunch of people in the comments asked, I think a lot of people had the same thought. A bunch of people said, wait a minute, doesn't the City of Muncie have to go by the county's new ordinance that they put in place? So I want to tell you, so basically what happened was Audie and I talked to each other last night. We both had things that we wanted to talk to the Board of Works about. We both got to the Board of Works today, got to the meeting. I don't know what time Audie was there, 10 till 9.
10 till 9.
And I got there about 5 minutes before the meeting started. However, I was literally opening my door to walk in, and Gavin Rose, my attorney, called in the lawsuit against Sproles. And he called, and I knew what he was wanting because I had asked him to call me, but he normally doesn't call me until after 11. And he called me, and so I was like, I can answer this real quick and run in there. And I literally was on the phone with him for like 5 minutes, and by the time I got off, and went in. The meeting was over. So it was a short meeting and I didn't get to go in, but Audie was going in to ask about the solar ordinance. So let's pull this up here and let these people see how this goes in real time.
Chris, are you going to go through the whole meeting before you get to me? Because there was $700,000 that I need to go back and see what they spent $700,000.
Yeah. Let's go through the whole.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only 11 minutes. Might
Right.
as well go through it all. Hey, Ryan, take care of yourselves. I hate that you don't feel good. Take care of yourselves. Thank you for joining a membership here.
Ryan, I hope it ain't the man flu.
Yeah, right. It's
That
been
man
going
flu-
around, brother.
That man flu is going around big time. So
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Board of Works. Can you guys see that?
7 minutes was
7
Audie.
minutes of it was Audie. That's
Probably pretty close.
That's probably true. All right, here we go.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the January 3rd meeting of the Board of Public Works and Safety for the City of Muncie. If you'd rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of
Get up there, Linda.
America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Chris,
Morning,
real
all.
quick.
Happy New Year.
Real quick. Back before 1959, I think it's 1959.
Oh God, we're gonna. Go
I had
through this
heard that
again.
the Pledge Allegiance did not have.
It did not. You're right.
So maybe Linda's still just going back to her youth.
Right. She's just remembering. Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Okay.
That was added. That's absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Lacey,
But she's like Unitarian. I don't know what the deal is with what she's got going on. To each their own. Whatever.
Right.
Have at it, Linda.
could we have roll call, please?
Ted Baker.
Present.
Willow Mauer.
Present.
Linda Craig.
Present.
Next on the agenda is the election of the Board of Works officers.
Mr. President, I would like to recommend a slate of Ted Baker as president, Lola Mauer as vice president, Linda Gregory as secretary.
She
Okay.
sounded enthused about
Do
that.
you have any comments or questions? Do we have a second on that?
Second.
So, okay, do we have any comments or questions? Anything? Okay.
I'd like to see him put Linda back in
I'll
there.
accept. You
That
accept?
guy, he's too jerky.
I don't. Whatever.
Okay, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Onward to another year. We're a good team. We work together.
Oh, good team. Oh,
We have
Yeah.
the minutes presented to us of the last meeting. Do we have any
Oh,
comments or
Craig, come on,
questions
slap him on the
about
back,
the
Craig.
minutes that have been given to us?
Stumblefoot, that's right.
let's come.
Do we have a-
Move approval of the December 27th minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions?
No, you
All
weren't,
those in favor
Alva.
signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you, Lacey, for a great job again.
Yeah.
I say that a lot, but it's true. So we have received the register of claims from Craig Wright, City Controller. Mr. Wright,
And I will agree with you guys do a great job. So city appreciates it. This week's claims kind of relatively short due to the holiday season, over the New Year's holiday. We did do a second run on utilities. So, and with that, I sent out just a brief description of some of the claims yesterday, and I'll just open it up for any questions you might have.
So he didn't even go over any of them.
Yes, I noticed, and I'm sure it's a timing thing.
A timing thing.
CD
Timing
has a
issue.
lot of negatives. Have they not received their appropriation?
Everything's not been updated 100% yet. Yeah. We're still in the
Yeah.
process of updating our systems
Yeah.
with carryovers, et cetera.
Chris,
Okay.
you notice since I told them they need to start getting answers for the questions they ask, they quit asking questions that he does not answer anymore. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've been talking to him about that same thing. What they do is they just avoid questions. Period. Yeah.
Right. They just don't ask him anymore.
They just don't talk about anything. Yeah, right.
And the
Yep.
questions they do ask, he's probably worked it out with them in the back room over there to
Yep.
have an answer for them.
Yep. Hell, no, it don't even happen in the back room. If you show up to these things early, you can see them talking about it. I
Yeah.
was there 3 weeks ago and got there early and watched them discuss everything. They were just getting ready to talk. I'm like, hello, this is not good.
Well,
No.
okay. I mentioned this earlier, but I want to just bring it up too, is that there was a $700,000 claim for commercial title. And we do know, according to the documentation, that's for commercial title for the Southern Terrace properties.
Yes, that is for the Southern Terrace, and there are 25 apartment townhomes that are going in across from Crestview, and 21 homes.
What? Where's it going?
Across
Where
from
are these
Crestview.
going?
Across from Crestview.
There's houses across from Crestview.
Is Crestview the one on Walnut Street?
Yeah.
Is it going in that big open lot there by the apartment buildings that are there now?
25 homes in that little lot?
Well, how many's in that apartment building? That's a pretty good sized lot if it's the right one I'm thinking about.
Homes, though? They're not talking about apartments. They're saying homes.
I don't know.
Wow.
It's tiny homes, Christopher, that you can rent to own for,
That's-
40 years.
Yeah. For
Single
40 years.
For 40 years, and then you might get a chance to buy them for another 35 years.
Yeah. It was, in England, they have the council houses, and it's like one up. It's like two up, two back. Like two up, two stories, and like 2 rooms going back.
They used to call the project the homes, so maybe
Right.
maybe it's something like that.
Hello, Karen. Oh my God, that's crazy. Okay, here we go.
Throughout the industry, Whiteley neighborhoods is all part of that project.
And that's coming out of the
Edit funds, yes.
Edit funds.
And the new council's going to have to get a hold on them edit funds. They're
Look
going to
at
have to do
Audie's
something.
face right here.
Yeah,
This is amazing.
they're going to have to get a hold on them edit funds. They're going to have to put something in there that they have to bring it to the council or something to approve the spending on that. That edit fund is, you're almost $5 million, and they ask for a raise every year, and the state just keeps giving it to them.
I need to go back and go, because wait, is this the first meeting of the year?
Yes.
Okay. I need to go through and keep track from this meeting forward of how much we spend in edit. Because I feel we spend a whole hell of a lot more in edit than what he actually has.
Well, they spent $750,000 this morning, so that's not counting and I think they get their edit draws in December, don't they? The first week of December.
Oh, Annie, you know what a cluster that is with that. I ask them that, and they say, "Oh, okay, I will get them to you." And I don't even know what they're doing. Someone needs to request a rundown of what has been spent in edit. In the past 2 meetings, $1 million has been spent in edit on 2 projects. I know, and he only gets like $4 million. So we are 3 days into the year, and he spent $1 million. He spent 1/4 of the total amount he has in edit for the year.
Chris, when does the edit money start? December 1st, or does it start January 1st? Annie, do you know that? When the edit money starts?
Doesn't he get it in 2 payments over the year?
I thought he got it in 2 payments over the year. I thought they get it.
But when's
And
the
we've
fiscal?
tried to get them to give us the information about what the edit money that's been spent, and they send us 40 freaking pages, and you have to hunt through 40 pages to find edit.
Edit money, yeah.
Yeah, and he just said I can
They
get
bury
it
you
2
in
draws.
numbers.
Maybe December and July,
Maybe.
or December and June. I will ask. We'll see. And here's the thing, Annie, and you'll like this. You can't just contact Craig and ask Craig a question. If I were to email Craig, "Hello, Craig, can you tell me when the city gets the edit draws, you know what he says to me? He says, you need to send that in a records request through the proper channels. You've been told this. And I say, no, no. But he won't answer me. So then I have to send it through a stupid ass records request for them to then send down to him and him to answer me sometime in the next 3 weeks. Don't tell me. I know it's not. I know it's not. I know it. Nobody in there, no one in the administration will answer a question. Every question I have has to go in this big rat race now.
And you know, you're going to play their game the way they want to play it because they're not being held responsible for anything.
Right.
The council don't punish them, or the old council did not punish them for not following city ordinances. All they have to do is turn it over one time to the prosecutor or something and write a citation for it to quit this shit. And
I just want to know what you were thinking right here. All right.
how long this is going to take on these fees, because they're like, it's almost over.
All right, here we go.
Motion to approve the claims as presented.
I move approval of the claims for $1,716,651.
Second.
Okay.
Write that down. $1,716,000. That's close enough.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
We have new business amendment to the sub-recipient agreement between the community development and A Better Way Services.
Okay.
Alan Wesley.
Alan Wisely, Community Development. So back in October, I
His name's
came before
Alan
you guys.
Wisely?
Alan Wisely is who this is.
Okay.
He works for community development, and he's also the president of the planning commission.
Yeah.
With a contract with A Better Way Services to hire a landlord-tenant liaison. And it took several months to find a candidate for that position. A Better Way has now found a candidate that they wish to hire for that position. However, that candidate is not taking health insurance. So to save money on the back end of the contract, we are reducing it from $62,664.64 to $56,670.76. So we're saving just about $6,000. And then we're amending the run date of the contract for January 8th so we can pay this person ideally over an even year versus having it split up between two different contracts for each year.
Usually those things don't go down.
Yeah. So he's a younger person, so he doesn't need to take his own health insurance.
Okay. Very good.
I think
Any
so,
comments,
Annie.
questions, or
I
approval?
think that's what it is.
I move approval of the amendment to the agreement.
And I'll second.
Okay.
Well,
Also
we're
bringing
getting
this
ready
to our
to find out
attention.
about that.
All those in
But
favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Do we have any other business that needs to be taken care of?
He's looking at me.
Audie Barber.
that's weird.
We've got a couple issues. The spending of the money for the solar project. The county has an ordinance that states 500-foot setbacks and has a bunch of regulations. You've got to notify people within 1 mile of the project. And when we're talking about Chevy lot over there, 1 mile goes to Red Dog, goes to Heacon Park, goes to Jackson, goes all the way to Tilton. So you got to notify all them people 30 days before you apply.
This idiot's done.
And then you got to notify them a year and a half before the project ever starts. So, and with the setbacks, we're looking at maybe 4 acres at the very most that we can put these solar plants in over there at Chevy, these solar panels. So when you guys are spending all this money on this solar project, please be sure that you know that there are major setbacks and that there are major issues with putting this solar panels over there because of the county ordinance. The county ordinance was passed in what, November, December time. And it's a new ordinance, so it ties the hands of these solar projects being put in just anywhere that they can throw them in.
Now, in fairness, Audie is asking a question kind of in the form of a statement that a lot of people asked. A lot of people had this question. So this is something that a lot of people have asked. So all right, here we go.
This is Wagner's laugh.
I encourage that the Board of Works, before they approve any more monies on this, take a look at this and realize that you're only
It doesn't matter if our Audie was right or wrong. They should still be taking a look and really diving into things.
less than 4 acres of property on that piece of lot that you can put solar panels on, with all the setbacks and so on and so forth. And then, like I said, you got to notify the people 3 months before you apply for the permit, and then you got to turn around and notify them a year and a half before the project starts. So that's a lot of notification. That's a lot of people in that area, from Heacon Park to Red Dog Saloon to Tillotson to Jackson Street. That's a lot of people that you guys have to note, that the City of Muncie has to notify. City of Muncie is not exempt from that rule.
We do know that legal is involved in it at this time too, so they're watching that. Thank
Okay.
you.
And another thing, about 4 years ago, I come up here and push strongly that anything over $25,000, there's a city ordinance says you guys have to have bids on that stuff. I hope that you go back and look at your city ordinances before you're approving all these projects, like the work.
Now this is true. What Audie is talking about here is true. They talk about the solar here in a minute, but what Audie is talking about here is true. He's straight up with it.
Bar, the demolition on the inside of it and all that and so forth, that anything over $25,000, you have to have a bid on. You have to have 3 competitive bids on these projects. So I just want, even with edit money, you still have to have bids on these projects. So I'm just thinking that you guys are putting yourselves out there to maybe information that you're not privy to, that you're approving, and it's just going to leave the previous administration got in trouble for not turning stuff out for bids. That's the whole reason for the FBI investigation 8 years ago. Okay. And when you don't turn this stuff out for bids, you guys are opening yourselves up for criminal prosecution. At least the mayor is. And I hope that you guys are taking the city taxpayers into consideration when you're approving all this money just flying out the door, just like it's nothing. I do pay taxes in this town. I do live in this town. I know a lot of the administration people do not live in this town, do not pay taxes in the City of Muncie, but I do. That's why I'm up here so much, trying to keep our taxes down to where people can afford to move into this town. We've got so many people moving out of this town because there's nothing here. And the tax base is so high that it's silly to live in this area, because they can move down the road and have the same taxes and get a whole lot more. I want to bring this city back. This city was a beautiful city at one time.
Sure.
Now it's just everybody's commuting here in this administration. They don't even pay taxes in here, so they don't give 2 rats butt about spending the tax money here. So
Okay. Thank you for your comments.
please take that in consideration.
Okay. Alan, did you have something you want to comment?
Thank you. All right.
Alan, you want to comment?
Alan Wisely, President of the Plan Commission for Delaware County and Muncie. So I just wanted to clarify with the solar ordinance, none of the new regulations adopted apply to this project. They exclusively apply to the farming zone, and this is not an ordinance adopted by the city. It's only a Delaware County ordinance. But
For now.
no,
Who said for now?
I just said for now.
Okay.
so the city council would have to.
I'm on a different page.
No, it doesn't. And the second thing, these regulations only apply to the farming zone, and the GM site is an industrial zone. So for both of those reasons, those regulations do not apply.
Okay. Having said all this,
Okay, so what they're saying.
meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Having said all this, meeting adjourned.
Now, after I left here, Wagley, after this got adjourned here, Wagley started running his mouth. So I
Yeah.
talked to him a little bit inside the courtroom.
Yeah.
And Chris was standing outside. So I come out with Chris, and me and Chris was standing out there talking. There were 2 police officers out front, and Wagley started running his mouth to me. And I turned and looked at him and says, "I'm not talking to you. Please do not talk to me. I don't want to talk to you." And he kept running his mouth. And the police officers basically told me to leave the fucking building because I was talking back to their
Squidward.
Squidward or whatever the heck he
Yeah.
is. And I told him, I said, I used a choice word. I
Yeah.
probably said fuck or something.
Right,
Oh,
sure
you
you
can't talk like that in here. I said, wait a minute.
did.
I said, you can't tell me that. I said, I can say any goddamn word I want to say in here. And he said, all right, please just have a nice day and just go ahead and go. I said, he's the one that come after me.
Yeah, he
He's
did.
after
I
him.
don't know.
Wasn't
don't
even
know.
talking to Waggles.
Yeah.
Waggle
don't-
Waggles.
I don't know why Wagley felt the need to interject more. I mean, he wasn't saying anything of any value. Listen, you got up there, you asked, you pointed something out that you thought you were wrong. You're
Yep.
admitting you're wrong. It's no big deal.
But now you've got to get the city council to enact on the county ordinances. If not, you're going to have solar panels on every corner in the city of Muncie that the mayor can afford to put solar panels on.
Well,
Because it does not. And here's the other thing, Chris. Catch this. So if you got these little towns, this is only unincorporated business or
yeah,
unincorporated
that's what's
property.
important to be known.
Now, if the town of Gaston has enough people on their town board and they got
Yeah.
enough friends with the farmers that are wanting these solar panels, they can annex this farmland into the city, to the town, and then it'll be in the city limits. Then it's not unincorporated anymore. And guess what? They can put all the solar panels up they want.
Yeah.
So people, if you don't want these in your town, if you don't want them to annex property to be able to put solar panels in the town of Gaston or in the town of Albany or Yorktown or Daleville, you need to get a hold of your town council and have them adopt something. I contacted
Yeah.
six of the Democrat council people coming into offices next week. And I had 4 responses from it that they was going to
They're
look
there
at it, that it was very well, yeah, but they don't start till next week.
Yeah.
Official capacity, they're already sworn in and everything, but their first
Yeah.
meeting won't start till next week.
Yeah.
But these any city or any county ordinances that are passed do not include incorporated areas. So when
yeah.
they're passing these ordinances and all these people are up there raising hell, this is only for farmland. This is for areas outside of city and town limits.
Specifically, this ordinance is only for the unincorporated farmland. If there's unincorporated industrial area, this does not apply. They can have a solar field there. And this only applies for the unincorporated farmland. So we learned that and there's a lot of people that were questioning that. So I don't want, there's a couple people in the comments that are like, oh, Audie, look, stop that. There's a lot of people that had this question and nobody knew. No one knew because no one would answer anything.
And Linda
no
told
one
me,
knew.
when I talked to Linda last week on the phone, she says, I don't think that applies to the city of Muncie, but she never would elaborate on it to me.
Yeah.
So, and I guess I should have asked her. And sometimes I don't ask enough questions, but, so yeah, Linda was right last night.
Yeah.
Or last week. So at this time, now the council can go in, make an ordinance to adopt the county ordinance and put it in place in the next month or two, and it'll slow down the solar projects.
Yeah.
And I'm not against the solar projects. I think the solar projects in the right place are good good deals because it's producing, green electricity and stuff. So, and I'm
Yeah.
not against the solar panels, but I don't think we need them. I'd heard that there's another project they're wanting to put in over on Jackson Street somewhere. I don't know if it's the old Broadricks area, Indiana
Yeah.
Steel Wire over in that area somewhere. They've got an area over there on Jackson Street where they had to dig the pond out on the other side of the tracks and bury all that dirt and then cap it off with clay and all that stuff. So
Yeah. Well,
But I
yeah.
learned something today, folks. So, and now that I know what avenue I need to take, I'm going to take the right avenue, and I'm going to bring it up to the city council next week.
Well, hopefully the council will do something. So after this meeting, after Audie and the police and Wegley went around and around, we walked out into the parking lot, and we were just standing out there talking, and Ted came outside, and Ted came up to us and was talking to us. And like Ted, I just said, he always acts exasperated. Like he just cannot believe that anybody would be there questioning the stuff. And then I always bring up to him, dude, there's more people than just us that have questions. And then Ted always says, well, then if they've got questions, they need to come. To which I always say, listen, some people are like, look, I'm working my job right now. When I'm there at 9 o'clock, busting his balls, asking questions, I'm doing my job. There are other people that are off doing their job at that time, and they unfortunately can't be there. And the point I made to him today is, you work for this administration, volunteer, paid, it does not matter. Elected, appointed, employee, if you're working for the city of Muncie, if you raised your hand and you put your other hand on the Bible and you swore an oath and the mayor swore you in and the mayor appointed you, you're working for the city of Muncie. You're working for Dan Ridenhour. And I brought up to Ted that this mayor ran not in this last year's election because he didn't say shit, but 4 years ago, he ran on improving transparency, improving communication, and improving accountability. And I think that it's gross when they're like, well, if someone has a question, they need to come to the meetings. I said, Ted, you're in a hurry right now to get to your day job. Then I stopped for a second. I asked Ted if he had ever watched any other Board of Works meetings, like for Bloomington or Lafayette or West Lafayette or Fort Wayne or Kokomo or Marion. And I started to ask him this question. I said, Ted, have you ever watched any of the Board of Works meetings? And he interrupted me because he thought he knew what I was going to say. And he said, yeah, I've watched them. Mm-hmm. Well, then I remembered, wait a minute. He just told me the other day that he's never watched these meetings.
Yep.
He said, I said, no. I said, you just said the other day you never watched them, but that's not what I was going to ask you. The question is, have you ever watched these meetings, Board of Works meetings in Bloomington, in Lafayette, in Terre Haute, and, in all of these other communities that are close to the size of Muncie? And he's like, no. And I said, well, you might want to do that because their meetings are normally, in the evening. They're normally an hour, 2 hours long. There's a reason for that. To which he said to me, the system that we have down here works for us. Mm-hmm. Works for us. And then I told him, don't treat me like an asshole. I know how this shit works. I said, you're acting like you're talking to someone that doesn't know what's going on. And he said, well, you got to understand, we're the last line of defense. No, you're the first line, man. You're voting on this stuff. And yep. we had this just complete misunderstanding. He doesn't know what his job is.
Nope.
I am 100%.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, Mr. Mayor. Yes,
yeah,
Mr.
right.
Mayor. Yes, Mr. Mayor.
That's
yes,
right.
Mr. Mayor. That's all he knows.
Right.
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
I was going to ask him. He pulled away. I was going to ask him how many times he has voted no on the Board of Works, or how many times the Board of Works has voted something down.
Never.
And I can tell you, I have not went back and looked at all of these, but I would be willing to pretty much bet the farm on they have never voted no.
Is that farm in the incorporated or unincorporated area? Because I might want to put some solar panels on it.
Well, and so that's
And seriously, I even told him, I said, wouldn't it be nice if the city council brings up an ordinance where these meetings have to be held at night?
yes,
And you know
yes,
what he said? He said, well, that'll get into my,
yeah,
you volunteered. You don't want to do the
Yeah.
job? Don't
Yeah.
do the job.
Yeah.
Resign.
yeah, right, right. Which he's been told that several times. I just,
So I'm interested to see. I had a councilman tell me that they was going to put a ordinance through that changes the meetings to nights, which I've heard the wind blow before. So we'll see if he holds up to that.
the claims are still not available on the city website for the public to view. There is something wrong with the system when the public cannot see what they're voting on. When the public can't see what they're voting on, when honestly they don't know, they're not going through any of this, and I don't believe for the life of me that they go through all 1.7 million or 1.17 million, whatever it
And
was.
here's the thing, you know, Craig even gets up there and says, I sent you these emails yesterday afternoon. So they've got less than 24 hours to go through this shit.
Yeah, right.
And,
right,
and if they got jobs, then, you know, Lola Maurer or whatever her name is, she spends an hour and a half driving to work every day or driving up here every day and then back. So, you know.
What?
Huh?
What'd you just say?
Doesn't Lola Maurer live like an hour and a half away?
She better not. I hope not. Why does she live an hour and a half away?
Don't she
She
live
better
up by,
not live an hour and a half away.
You better check it. I think she lives up by over by Lafayette or somewhere. LaPorte, somewhere. I think I may be wrong. I may be talking out of school. But Lola Maurer does not live in Muncie. She does not live in Delaware County. The last I knew, she lived 2 or 3 counties away.
Okay. I don't know why that would be. That's ridiculous.
Look her up. Look her up under True People.
Good night,
Search.
Lenny. I'm
What's
looking.
her,
I've looked her up before. I don't.
how do you spell her name?
I'm looking, boys. Keep talking.
I'm sure if you look on True People, you go that True People search, and it'll tell. You know, I don't know how to spell her name or anything, but you Google it, and you'll find out that she don't live. And Craig Wright, he don't even live in Delaware County. Craig Wright lives in somewhere else, and so does his. You know, half them people up there live somewhere else. And then I spotted a very interesting thing today that I talked to the police department, the policeman inside of City Hall about. There was several cars parked in the handicapped parking spots that are city employees that are either not displaying their handicap placards right.
Oh my God.
And you know, that's a big problem when you got people that's handicapped.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Lola Renee Maurer.
Yeah.
She's in her 40s.
Yeah.
Says she lives in Muncie, Indiana. It says West.
That's what I thought she did.
Okay, well, she must have moved here then, because I know at one time I thought she lived.
I don't think she's ever lived. I thought she's always been from here.
Okay.
She came from someplace. I don't know. I can't believe you ask how to spell her name.
Well, I don't know how to spell her name.
Audie said, Audie asked her name in her dark brown voice. She said Lola. 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 Audie.
Lola. Lola.
Yeah. What the hell? Okay.
I can't say I'm the world's most passionate man.
Yeah. Here's the deal. Yeah, hey, some of those things you just can't get out of you.
And so is Lola.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Maybe he'll spend $40,000 to bring that guy to the.
Yeah, right.
Who done Lola? Isn't he dead?
No, that's kinks, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
I would be down with that. Hey, if he wants to spend $40,000 to have Ray Davies come play, I'd be down with that.
Yeah. Maybe you can get Garth Brooks or somebody.
Good Lord.
Maybe you'll have more than 50 people show up, and 90 of them 50 people were members of his administration.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, oh God. Okay, let me look at this here real quick. All right, audits. I'm gonna go down here and look. Board of Public Works 2024. 1/3/24. Yeah, the claims are on here, Annie. The claims are on here. I'm looking at them. Give me 1 second here. But they voted on them. They should have been on there before they voted on them.
Right. And I just wonder, when they submit them claims, have they already paid them and then just going to vote on to pay them afterwards, or
who knows?
supposed to
That's
wait?
very good. Because he also said that he was like, well, most of our stuff, most of our Ray Davies is too busy playing gigs for the jazz cult from yesterday.
Yeah.
I would be fine with that. And
Yeah.
a jazz cult, that sounds pretty cool. I'll be talking for those of you that are interested in the cult thing. I'm going to talk about that here in just 1 second here. Who said no capable people in Delaware County? Did you say that, Audie?
I didn't say that.
I mean, it's probably true. But give me a second here. Well, I don't know. Maybe they're not. It shows that they're up here. I clicked on them. Click on 20. Okay. There is December. Okay, here we go. So here's the claims.
149 lines.
149 lines. $1,716,651.04.
Mayor telephone, $106. Channel 6 cell phone, or Channel 60 cell phone. Hey guys, I don't get Channel 60. Does anybody know if that's up and running right now?
Hold on a second.
I don't have Channel 60.
Chris, you're in the Munidocs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you go to the office of the controller
Yeah.
on the city's website,
Yeah.
this week's claims are not up yet.
Yeah. They always put them up like a week late there.
Right. But so
Yeah.
so Annie is correct. They're not on the city's website unless you know that you can go to that Munidocs.
M. Wagley bond renewal, $1,000.
Yeah, they've got to do
Travel
that
fees
every
and,
year.
and training travel fees, and
That you're right, Kate.
maybe he's spending that $1,000 to rent the Airbnb.
We're gonna say Wagley.
About the fourth line down
Oh
there.
yeah, I do see it. Yeah, he'd have a bond renewal.
But the city has to pay for that.
Yeah,
Okay.
they would. Channel 60 cell phone.
Wait a minute. There's another bond renewal. M. Wagley, $50. Oh, they must have had an increase in it.
Yeah.
And then Craig Wright, I can't see it because scroll on down.
Yeah,
a
I'm
little bit.
coming up. I'm just looking at this Channel 60 cell phone. So my question is, does that go to Michelle or does that go to Endpoint Creative?
Clerk
Because if it goes to Endpoint Creative, that's crazy.
telephone.
Yeah.
We pay for the clerk's cell phone.
It doesn't say. No, that's AT&T. I don't know if it's cell phone or not. It doesn't say mobile or cell phone.
$91. So
This one says cell phone. doesn't it?
Mhm. Yep.
Cell phone. I
No,
don't know.
it just says mayor's telephone. 7474811112223. So I don't know. Belinda Munson's bond, we pay for her bond too.
Yeah. All of them that get bonds. We're gonna pay for all of the city council's bonds.
IT department phone bill, clothing allowance.
Brandy Cox.
Brandy
I don't know who
Cox.
that is. Animal shelter. Okay, that makes sense.
$15.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah. Standard fertilizer company. Freezer removal and
Oh, this is cremation for dogs.
yep.
Okay, all that stuff looks normal.
Flowers, wholesale paper products.
Food for animal shelter.
Yeah, food for mass animal control phone, paper
You have cell
towel,
phone and cell phone. See, so
MAS. What's MAS for? MAS bill.
Muncie Animal Shelter.
Okay, so they're paying a monthly fee to have the cockroaches and bugs kept out.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Civil fire. Comcast. It's pretty cheap for Comcast.
Yeah, it is
Station
really.
one, $10. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the cell phone or the telephone, that's probably, looks good.
ETF phone.
ETF. Yep.
So if you get a phone number calling from this number,
And if you find strange cameras, don't call the number on the strange camera. Don't call them.
Center Point. Oh, that's okay. Center Point. Okay.
Hey, I can tell you that the city's insurance is probably taking a big hit this year. So
Oh,
I'll just leave it at that for now. Approved funds. They're probably paying a lot of out of pocket, more than normal. I don't know how that exactly works, but
okay. CDBG CARES grant. I don't see anything. I don't see him. Not see
CV
anything.
Muncie. What's that?
What?
What? Go back up a little bit. CV Mission Hub, $1,600. Muncie Mission.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonder if they got any heating centers this year anywhere. I'm gonna bring that up at the next council meeting too. That they should use that YMCA until they get something done with it.
Oh yeah.
400 police pension.
Yeah, it seems about normal.
Yeah. I'm just reading it. Water company, $21. That ain't bad for City Hall.
Yeah.
$21 for a water bill? That ain't bad at all. Clerks.
Well, you see, no, they pay that. They all pay a piece of it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's $331 or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
American Water. Yeah. What they keep going. Yeah. Fire department per union contract maintenance. See, that's what they need to get straightened out too. Is the
yeah. What is going
ask
on
me.
with that?
Yeah.
You know what they're going to do? They're just going to keep going until it gets into this year's.
Probably.
But they'll have to go back and pay it.
They'll have to go back and pay thousands of dollars out.
I don't know why they don't. Yeah, there was nothing major on this one. Okay. Here's the thing he sent out. All right. Starbank Street, department loan, UMR, commercial title edit, Southern Terrace.
Is that department loan, street
that's-
department loan?
Yeah.
Is that for the equipment that keeps breaking down because they don't know how to use it?
I guess.
And I'm not saying nothing bad about the street guys. They're a hell of a bunch of good group of guys that are being asked to do shit that they shouldn't have to be doing.
Yeah.
So
So
controller, Muncie,
that was
Indiana.
that. That was pretty ho hum. There wasn't much there other than just it being a lot of money.
Yep.
that they need to go through and ask questions on. And I know it's not hard.
And see, they should go line by line like we just did.
Yep. It doesn't take long. It does not take long at all to do that. It does not take long to do that. Just briefly before we wrap up, I want to say something about what we were talking about last night about the thing in Delaware County commissioners with the gentleman that was asking about the money for the jazz thing. I got to having a pretty heavy conversation last night and then today, and I can see both sides of it, because think about this. We just read on no, we are not still paying for the jail utilities. We are not paying for those, thank God.
Not this month anyhow.
Yeah, not this month.
And we haven't given them no money since last month.
We gave City of Muncie just gave Muncie money to the Muncie mission, and no one says anything about that, and no one would say anything about that. But that's a Christian organization. The libertarian in me, here's the thing. I think that last night I maybe kind of gave the impression that I was like, oh, the commissioner should tell these guys no, based on the fact that they are a religious organization. And Kate, and I were saying, like, because I said, like, I don't think that anybody in any organization should be given any money. But then I got to thinking about the nonprofits that shoot off from that. And yes, those places should be going out and getting grants and things. The issue is, kind of being careful. I don't think that the commissioners could necessarily discriminate against them or anyone for being affiliated to a religious organization. I mean, you got to kind of be careful with that, with the libertarian aspect of things. So it's a very snaky kind of thing. Now, I think clearly it's an argument to be made. Well, is it a good way to spend tax dollars giving $16,000 for a jazz singer or a jazz musician or a jazz band? Is that a good expenditure of money? I think you can clearly have that debate. So that's that. The other thing is, and I did want to say, I wanted to be careful because we were saying, like, oh, they're a cult. We're just going off of, and I can only assume from Kate's, just going off of things that we've heard, things that we've seen from other things. I had a gentleman reach out to me. He actually messaged me sometime late last night after the program. I guess he had somehow seen the program. It's somebody that's never watched before. The person's from Michigan, and they reached out to me, and he called me this afternoon. And I know that Kate and I know that Catherine and a couple of other people were asking, earlier questions about this and wanting to know if this person actually got in contact with me. He did get in contact with me, and we talked for quite some time. And I don't know, he's a young man. He's in his early 20s. And that's all I'm going to say for right now. I don't know if at some point we're going to have him on. I would love to have him on if he wants to come on and talk. I don't know if he's there yet. I don't know. Maybe he knows someone else that would be interested. I don't know. He just got out of that organization.
Luckily.
Last year. What?
Luckily got out of it.
Yeah, that's what he says. Yeah. He talked about lots of things. He talked about physical abuse. He talked about, sexual abuse. He talked about just a lot of things that go on there that are definitely concerning. And a lot of things that go on in every other aspect of basically organized religion. I mean, you hear stories of what goes on in Catholic churches, and what goes on with Protestant, what goes on with Amish, and what goes on in so on and so forth. That's
Yes,
that's the thing.
Chris. Excuse me. The point there, though, is just because that religion, because one person does something wrong, does not make that whole.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
right.
That's like them people that were trying to tie you in with other people, and
Yeah.
you're your own individual person.
Right. Well, absolutely. Well, and absolutely. And that, and the same thing can be said for these people that are from this Church of God Restoration. Maybe they just have different beliefs than me. Maybe they're like, well, we don't believe in medicine, and maybe that seems creepy. I want to make sure that we look into these people very well. We vet them. I mean, because the FBI sets out, and I'm not saying the FBI is any special organization. They're certainly not. But the federal government, the government has a list of characteristics, traits, and things that make up a cult. And a lot of times people get confused when you hear the word cult. You're immediately thinking of like a doomsday cult, or a homicidal cult. Yeah, Waco or Ranch Davidian, or
the one in Idaho or wherever it was up there.
Yeah,
they went in.
Yeah,
we've got a cult right here in Delaware County.
Yeah.
You knew that, right?
What cult?
There's a cult out there by the reservoir.
Oh yeah, it's not a cult. That's
it
weird.
is.
I mean, I knew someone that lived out there. It's not a cult in so much as it is a because there's only like 3 people that live out there.
Oh, are they down to 3 people?
They take care of the ground, and then they have people come in and they do all sorts of like hippy dippy play music and play drums naked in the moonlight. Yeah, that kind of stuff. The guitar player in my band lived out there for like 2 years.
Okay.
He was very crazy.
Yeah.
He would have been someone that would have lived in a cult.
Yeah.
So very well could very well be it.
Don't never drink the flavor right.
But it was, yeah, right. Yeah. But yeah, we're going to be talking, and he was very well spoken. Some of the stories he had were very scary and very, very touching. And so, yeah, that's the cult here in Muncie. Yeah. So, what?
A big one.
Yeah, right.
So Chris, going back to the religious stuff.
Yeah.
There's a little town in Kentucky. It's called Falmouth, Kentucky. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
we've been talking about them.
They have a chance to impeach their mayors in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And you got to have the whole council has to agree to impeach this mayor, and they're gone. Bam, out of there.
Yeah, they do it. They've impeached like the last 3.
So this little town in Falmouth, Kentucky, and you guys can all look it up. They had a council meeting yesterday.
Yeah, what happened?
They impeached his ass.
Did they really?
The reason they impeached him was because he would not rent a city building to a certain religious organization that they had rented to before.
No, that's not right. Here's what they said. No. He would not allow the GOP party of Pendleton County used to use the council chambers.
They called it a religious.
Okay, it's the Republican Party.
Because it went against his religious beliefs. Okay.
Well,
so that was one count.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let them use the building.
Yeah.
The second count was because he was using his Facebook page to lease or rent
his own property.
And the other one was because he told somebody, if you don't have that person removed, I think it was from a school board or something.
Yeah.
That he was going to
bring out allegations.
bring out allegations of child molestation or something like that, and they got him for extortion. They
Mhm.
found him guilty on all 3 counts and kicked his ass right out of office.
Yeah.
And
The
then turned around and appointed one of the council members as the mayor.
and then so what now then are they going to fill that councilman's seat?
They'll have to fill that councilman's seat. And see, they didn't have enough votes, from what I understand. And this is a little town that my wife's from down in Kentucky.
I can tell.
They did, yeah. They didn't have. Darla, you can hit him later, babe. I guess I don't have to scream because she's probably in there watching it.
Yeah, right.
But he had 2 people that was on his side on the council, and they got mad and quit. So what they did was come in and appointed 2 new members to where they could get their 6 votes.
And it was people that he had battles with.
And he told them, he says they opened it up to anybody in the town, and he says these 2 people are the people they'll end up putting in, and they ended up putting those 2 people in.
Yeah.
They ousted his ass.
Yeah.
Throwed his ass right out of office.
Yeah.
So you got 6 people down there making the decision of all whoever voted, whether it's 300, 500, 800 people, because Falmouth ain't that big of a town. I think there's maybe 2,500 people in it, maybe.
Yeah, 2,200, I think.
And so they allowed 6 people to oust the mayor again, where these people had voted him in. So
They've done it to the last 3. It's just like par for the course down there. He said he's going to run again.
and he
He's
needs
gonna
to
run, and
and-
he said the people will elect him again.
And then this council now gets elected this year. I think 24 is their election year. So those people need to get voted out and get some new people in there. Some people that's going to do right now, whether, I've not followed it that hard or anything,
Oh yeah.
but he was doing good for the city.
No, yeah. And now I will say there's a couple things because he's a showman, and there's some things he did
He's
that I
young.
didn't like.
He's young.
But yeah. But the thing that kills me is because they said that thing that you said. But I want to be real careful because it was not a religious thing. It was the Republican Party of Pendleton County, the GOP party of the county. Now, if you ask me what this guy's political affiliation is, I would tell you he's probably a Republican or conservative or libertarian, whatever you want to call him. But down there, they don't declare party for their local mayors and for their city council. It's non-party, so they don't declare party.
And that's what it should be in Indiana.
I don't know. I'm okay. I go back and forth on that. I
Yeah.
go back and forth.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my Lisa impression. Anyhow, he wouldn't allow the Republican Party to hold their meetings in the city council chambers once a month. He said that it is a nonpartisan building and they should not be holding their meetings there. He felt that if they used that building, then he would need to open it up to the Democrats. And he said instead of doing that, he was just going to say no. And they shit-canned him for that and are making it some big political religious thing, and it's not. He was saying I don't believe it was a partisan issue.
Yeah.
And that is ludicrous.
Well, and then the city council paid their attorney to impeach him, so they've got all that money that they've wasted. And it was on Cincinnati News. Falmouth, Kentucky is between Cincinnati and Lexington, so it was on both Cincinnati and Lexington News. And and they even talked to that one woman. Well, last time we impeached somebody, how'd we do it? And she told them, said, this is the way we done it. So they got a bad habit of impeaching people. What the people need to do is impeach the council members, get some
They
fresh.
can't. So that's the thing.
Right. I mean, the only
Yeah.
way they can impeach them is
They
at
just need to
election
not
time.
elect them.
Right. Unelect them and let the town move on.
I want to talk to you guys. That's the thing, man. That guy fired me up tonight because I've been feeling really bad, and he was saying it. And there were some good people in there that were hearing, because I was going to ask the question. I was going to say, brother, I've been fighting this fight and this is what I do. And how do we get these people to get past this idea of this toxic positivity? Because some of the very people in this room are bestie friends with Scott Alexander. You know, Matt Kantz is there, and Matt Kantz thinks, I guarantee you, he's thinking, oh, Scott Alexander's good. Well, Scott Alexander is going to stay down at the state house and do his thing in the Senate, and he's not going to do anything that rocks the boat. He's not going to do anything that puts any bills forward to try to combat what this gentleman was talking about. So when he doesn't, we need to tell him what we want. And if he doesn't do what we want, then we need to pack his ass out of there. And we need to get these people who are friendly with these people to know it's okay to disagree with your friends. And if they're not doing the right thing in office, we need to get them go rather than let them have 4, 5, 6 terms down there doing God knows what.
Well,
the other thing is
there needs to be term limits, and some of the Republicans have said that, but they got the super majority and they don't want to change it. So, well,
yeah, that's the thing. And the other thing is what happens is I just completely spaced it. You said term limits. Scott Alexander, the bill, leadership has told them that they can only bring forward 5 bills this year. And one of the things that he said is that's not law.
5 bills for every one of them, or each individuals?
Each person can only bring forward 5 bills. Now, they won't do that. Some of them don't do anything. But people can't bring more than 5. Like, for example, J.D. Prescott could only write 5 bills. But however, that's not true. If J.D. Prescott has 7 things that he wants to do, he needs to write it.
We know that ain't gonna happen, but
he needs to write it and send. No, I mean, I'm just saying, but that's the thing. They can't hold them to that 5 bill thing. And the reason they're doing that is because this year's the election year. So they can't raise any money while they're in session. So they cannot campaign and raise money. So they need to be out of there. And the sooner they're out of there, the sooner they can get to campaigning. That's bullshit. If they're not there to work, then they should not be reelected.
Maybe he'll bring up a thing to let Indiana know that our main crop in Indiana is corn or something, you know, like he did the Hoosier thing.
Yeah, right. Well, you know, the Hoosier thing didn't pass.
Yeah, he may bring that back.
Try that again, you know. Yeah. But all right, well, you got anything else? Last words?
No, just everybody stay safe, get out and register to vote. It's going to be here before you know it, folks. The older you get, the faster years fly by. So, you know, it seems like it was just a year ago that we was sitting here talking about city council.
Absolutely. So, yeah.
And it just seems like it was just a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And it's been over a year. So, you know, it goes by fast, and we'll be watching them, how people fill their paperwork out and stuff. And I want people to know that on this county ordinance, I don't know. I was talking to somebody earlier, and I don't know if it's different from county to county or city to city, because what I was told that if the council does not adopt this ordinance against these solar farms, that it goes back to the building commissioner. And they said, well, is it the city or the county building commissioner? And I said, well, it's got to be the city commissioner because they're in the city limits. So they're the city building commissioner is appointed by the mayor, so he's going to give the mayor whatever he wants. So you guys need to get, if you're in Muncie, get a hold of your city councilor. If you need their name and phone number, I can get you in touch with them and tell them that, you know, whether you want this or don't want this, that we needed some kind of ordinance to protect the city of Muncie, because we don't want to become a solar panel farm in the city limits. Can't have them out in the county, but you sure can have them in the city.
Right. Time will tell, man. I don't know. I think it's bad. I don't. Yeah, we definitely need to fight back against that. So, well, very good. I appreciate it.
Peace out. Hey, and I need you to come over one day this week and set this up
We'll do that.
where
We'll
I can
do
read
it.
people's comments because I'm having to read them on my phone.
Yeah. Well, I'll come over. I'll try to come over tomorrow and do that.
All
I'll
right.
get with you.
Holler
All
at
right.
me.
Thank you, Audie.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate it. Thank you guys very, very much. As always, remember to like, share, pass the show around to everybody you know. Hit that thumbs up, that like button. It doesn't take very much of your time and energy. If you're not subscribed, you can subscribe. Remember, we're getting people to now hit that membership bell. We have membership at $2.99 a month, $6.99 a month, and then the top right now is $19.99. So anything is, it's all under $20 a month. We do bring you a good amount of information from all over here. Hey, let me tell you something. If you guys want us to look into something or you guys want us to talk about something, contact me. Message me on Facebook, Kristopher H. Bilbrey on Facebook. Anyone's got Facebook, send me a friend request. You can message me on Facebook. You can go to the Political Spotlight on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter at Bilbrey Live, at Bilbrey Live, Bilbrey Live, Bilbrey Live. You can find me on Twitter. That's the Political Spotlight page there. It's at Bilbrey Live. I can't change it or I would. You can do that. You can also text or call me at 765-546-9796. If you want us to look into something or you want us to hear us talk about something, give me a call. Specifically, if you're a member, if you're a paying member, I will definitely take consideration of what you want to hear. And if you're not a paying member, I still care. So it doesn't matter. Get a hold of me. And other than that, we will see you back here at 9 p.m. tomorrow. I've got to go and try to figure out a name for this show now and put it in. I might just leave it at the yet to be named. I might just leave it as that. Episode 110, yet to be named. All right, good night. Take care. God bless. Have a good one. And we will see you back here tomorrow night. Goodbye.